Good morning. This is my first vlog into the behind the scenes of fitness competition prep. I am 11 weeks and 4 days out from comp day, and this has been a 16-week prep. Tuesdays are check-in days with my coach, so I'm going to run you through my check-in and then all the food, the supplements, the training, and everything that goes into my day. I need to wake up first, and then I need coffee, and then I will check back in with you later. So the first thing I have every morning is my OxyShred and my L-carnitine. I currently have the strawberry kiwi flavour because it tastes amazing. The reason why I take OxyShred is because it's a great fat burner. It also works really well as a pre-workout. It will boost your energy, boost your metabolism, helps with your immunity, and also helps with focus and concentration. I will stack L-carnitine on top of that. It essentially transports fatty acids and helps to burn them off as fuel, so a really good combination. Okay, so I have done my check-in. I am currently sitting at about 52 kilos. That is actually up from last week. So technically, I am 200 grams heavier. This is actually a really good starting point for these videos because weight loss and also competition prep is never going to be straightforward. It is constantly up and down. I won't lie. It is stressful, and it does feel a little bit like a failure when my weight doesn't drop each week, but the most important thing to remember is you must trust the process. So I'm not going to go and start doing crazy amounts of cardio. I'm not going to drop my food drastically in an attempt to make sure my weight is down next week. I'm just going to follow the process. My coach is going to keep me on track, and then we'll see what happens next week. Mentally, I'm feeling pretty good at this point in prep. I still have 11 weeks and I am a little bit lower on the scales than I was this time in my last prep. My goal this time is to come in a lot leaner. That is always the advice I seem to get from the judges, particularly in my lower halves. That's where I store all my fat, in my bum and in my thighs. So I'm really aiming to sort of tighten up my legs and tighten up my glutes and make sure I come in a lot leaner this time. It's a stressful thought. It's worrying to think that I might get up on the stage and not be lean enough again. So I'm really just working to make sure that that is not the case. Hunger-wise, I'm alright. My food is pretty high. I'm eating about 1,700 calories a day, so that's pretty good. It's not terrible. I've also been using intermittent fasting on my days off just to help with the hunger. So I'll have my last meal at 8 p.m. the night before, and then I won't eat again until about midday. And that sort of just helps because it shortens the time period that I'm eating throughout the day, which means it feels like I'm eating a lot more. Obviously I'm not, I stick to my macros, but it's just more food in a shorter amount of time, so I don't get those crazy hunger cravings. That usually starts to kick in about 6 weeks out, where I become just absolutely starving and dreaming about food. I still am constantly thinking about food. That is all I ever think about. It's funny because a lot of people always say they could never be a fitness competitor, or I could never get into fitness and weight loss because I like food too much. But fitness competitors are some of the biggest foodies I know. We are obsessed with food, and I'll do a whole video about that later on. But all I ever think about is food, particularly when I'm on prep and start getting hungry. I still have 11 weeks to go, but I have already started to plan my post-comp meals. Something with Nutella, something with cookies, and I just miss chocolate. It's a really bad time of year because every time I go to the shops there are Easter eggs and bunnies and just chocolate everywhere. So Easter is going to be an interesting one. In my household, we do like to have a lot of chocolate. In terms of where I am mentally, at the moment I'm feeling pretty good. Still sort of a little bit nervous and have negative thoughts every now and then telling myself that you're not going to be ready, you don't have enough muscle, all that sort of stuff. Really, it's just about learning to kind of ignore those voices and to tell ourselves, you know, just keep pushing forward, because we are always going to have doubts. We just have to overcome those negative thoughts throughout prep. So I have had my fat burner. I am just about to go and train. I am going to go and make my pre-workout meal, and I will show you what that is. And then today we are going to train some glutes and some legs, because that is my point of weakness. Turn your weaknesses into strengths. That is what I always say. So let's go. So my pre-workout meal, I like to have multi-grain English muffins for my carb source. I have peanut butter on top, because peanut butter is just the greatest thing on the planet. I have honey, which is a really fast acting source of energy, and banana. Again, it's a really quick acting carb, so it's going to give us lots of energy before our workout. I am going to have a almond milk coffee. I prefer to have almond milk as opposed to other milks, because it's really low in carbs, it's really low in fat, it's really low in calories, so it's just great for prep, makes things easier. And I'm also going to have some stevia sugar. Again, a lot lower in carbs than regular sugar. I tend to cut this out towards the last few weeks of prep, but since we've got 11 weeks, I am having some sugar. So I have my scales with me for every meal. I make sure that I weigh everything that I eat, because it helps me to keep track of exactly what my macros are for the day. So I will make sure that I weigh everything from my peanut butter to my honey. I weigh my milk, the banana, even liquids. Everything gets weighed.